He's a real judge. In his courtroom, everyone has the right to a fair trial. But if they're proven wrong, he has the right to make them pay. Judge Joe Brown.
Item number 174 on calendar, Court versus Murr. Would the parties please step forward?
August Court is a pet shop owner from Huntington Beach, California. He is suing 45-year-old homemaker Lonnie Murr for the cost of a gumball machine and lost revenue.
Plaintiff says that the defendant is negligent in tying her dog to vending machines in his business, causing damage. In your answer, basically, you say that the plaintiff acted unreasonably in trying to get you to pay. So what's this all about? What sort of business do you operate, sir?
Pet shop in Huntington Beach, California.
All right. So what sort of machines? Gumball machines we're talking
Gumball machines. We have like two banks of gumball machines that set like right outside of the doors, behind our doors, that kind of fan out onto the sidewalk, but they're protected by the doors.
Understood. What sort of base are these gumball machines mounted on?
They're on iron bases.
So on the day in question, what do you say happened?
The day that this happened, I was out of the shop, but my manager, Sue, was there.
All right, well, let's hear from her as to what happened. Ma'am, come up, please, and if you'd state your name. Who are you?
Hi, my name is Sue Hardy.
And you, in fact, work for the plaintiff here.
Right.
What did you observe to happen on the day in question?
The defendant came into the shop and made a purchase, and she had her lab with her and her 9-year-old daughter.
I note there's an allegation in here, I'm reading this, that it was a cross between a lab and a German Shepherd.
Yeah, well, it was a big dog. It wasn't a Chihuahua.
Okay, big dog.
Otherwise, it wouldn't happen.
A large dog.
Yeah. And so anyway, she made a purchase and she left the store, said she was going to Calico Corners next door. And next thing I know, her dog is dragging the bubblegum machine across the parking lot. All three of the machines had candy everywhere, and the dog is scared to death, and it's wrapped around a pickup truck wheel, screaming. And her daughter is hysterical, and she runs out of the Calico Corner. Somebody had to go get her. Matter of fact, I think I did, yeah. Anyway, she came back and she started telling her daughter, "Why didn't you watch him? I told you to watch that." You know, that dog could have pulled her down the street, the little girl. So anyway, she came back into the shop after it was all over, and I asked her for her name and everything like that. And she gave me all the information and said, just get a hold of her.
So, okay, how did the dog manage to pull the gumball machines across the parking lot?
Because they're not attached.
If he's pulling them, how does he pull them? Is there something connecting
He's on a leash.
He's on a leash.
Yeah.
Was the leash connected to the gumball machine?
Yes, it was.
We're back with Judge Joe Brown. The plaintiff claims the defendant's dog may have been tied to a gumball machine, but it didn't stop him from bolting through a parking lot. He wants lost revenue for the machine. Let's listen in.
Now, what did these gumball machines cost to replace?
Approximately $300.
$300. Did you lose any income while awaiting replacements?
Yes, lost
How much?
income. Each machine generates about $50 per week, and there's 3 machines on a bank. It's
and
about
how long did it
per week.
take you to replace them?
Well, we ordered them, and we still haven't received them because they're back ordered.
How many weeks have you been without the income from the gumball?
Since August the 6th. Also, I'd like to point out there's signs, I have some things here, signs in the shopping center specifically stating Huntington Beach code that you're not allowed to tie any animals in any section of the shopping center whatsoever. And I have a photograph of the sign and also the damage to the gumball machines. And receipt for the gumball machines that I had purchased from, and here's the courtesy code of the shopping center thing.
Okay, they're damaged beyond.
And I also have the I also have the catalog from the Gumball Machine Company.
Excuse me, Your Honor, those pictures were taken after he dismantled the machines.
No, when they were drugged through the parking lot.
Excuse me, there was no candy spilled. There was nothing.
The candy was all over.
No,
the money was all over.
He wasn't there. There was no candy anywhere.
The machine was damaged, Your Honor.
The machine was cracked. One machine was cracked, and the stand was bent.
You're out of your mind. You didn't even look at the machine.
Stop that.
Stop
that. All right.
We didn't report it to the
excuse me.
police.
Violating a public ordinance, rule, regulation, or law is per se negligence. Now, you want to get irate about everything and talk about they faked this. Take a look at that. Okay.
I'm not saying they faked them.
How, and no candy and everything in there. You tell me how in the world you get the nerve to affix a large dog to those items in somebody's business while you go shop next door.
Well, that's not exactly how it happened, first of all.
Well, how did you fasten the dogs to that?
Well, I fastened the dog to it
How did you get the nerve to do that, lady?
because my daughter was going to watch them. I was just
Well, how
dropping
did you get
something
the
off.
nerve to just come in and say, this man's got gumball machines that his business does, so I want to go in here, I'm going to tie my dog to the gumball machines, looking at the dog
No.
and looking at the gumball machines. Any reasonable person should have anticipated the possibility, probability,
Yes.
that tying the dog to the gumball machines could be the approximate cause of their damage or destruction. Any reasonable person, I think you really didn't care, and you'd say, I want to shop, I decide,
Can you look at me in the eyes when you say that?
Yes, I tell you, you acted foolishly and irresponsibly,
Yes.
and by the way, you violated the law and you didn't give much of a damn about what
I
happened to
did,
these
sir,
people.
Your Honor.
It was irresponsible, you stuck with it. There's loss of income for what amounts to 7 weeks with 3 days remaining, let's say 8 weeks. At $50, $400, plus $300 to deal with this. And since you were so unrepentant about the whole thing and acknowledging your fault, negligence, and irresponsibility,
I
and
tried
chaining
paying
your
the guy.
dogs to this
I
man's
tried paying him.
business, property, because you wanted to go next door and
Okay,
left
well.
your young daughter there, the court's going to stack on another $500 in terms of your expenses. In fact, another $1,000 because you don't have any firm delivery date.
My goodness.
Yes.
don't even gonna
is
say
$700 for 15. That's $2,200. Yeah, apologize to yourself for being so rude and crude and
Oh,
unconsiderate of other people and their property.
See, I have no day in court.
And the defendant in this case seemed pretty insulted at being questioned about why she decided to tie her dog to a gumball machine while she was running a quick errand. The answer from the judge, quite clear. She was in the wrong. Judgment for the plaintiff. We'll find out what litigants have to say after this.
Judge Joe Brown.
Why bring your dog shopping anyway? If you know you're going to have to run errands, you know you're going to have to go in.
Errands, and part of it, he was in the car with us. That's why.
All I asked for was the receipt that he paid $300 for the machine. He never produced the
receipt, and you
Never.
took the receipt
Never.
and your check
Never.
and left like
Part
some mad
two.
woman.
See, I still can't even
And-
get my word out. I never
Well,
got
you should have just taken care of your responsibility when you had the time, and you didn't.